Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me, as always, is Ben.
Hey.
We finally did it. Closed off a thread. Talking the two Godzilla movies that we skipped for the movie bracket. We're talking Ebirah Horror of the Deep and All Monsters Attack / Godzilla's Revenge. Because I don't know, there's not a consistent title on that one over here.
Yeah.
So my first question is,
Uh-huh.
do you think I made an acceptable call excluding these from the bracket?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think I find it to be more gray than you do. Like I think I can absolutely see. Not even I think. I can see why why you cut them out. But I don't know. Like remembering, maybe at the time it would have felt like too much on top of everything else. You know, we were watching so many films, right? Mm-hmm. During that bracket.
Yeah, it was just because I wanted a cleaner bracket.
Yeah.
I was more a slave to the bracket than I would be if I did that again. I would probably just do all of them.
Sure. Because, like, watching them now, I'm like, these are fine. Like, it's not, they're not, they weren't going to become, they weren't going to attain a notable position in the bracket.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I think just I haven't gone back to many of the older films. So coming after some modern Godzilla and Singular Points and all that stuff, like it felt nice to get back to some of the kind of shitty, ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. They still have their inherent problems, which is like Ebirah, you're waiting an hour before Godzilla shows up.
Yeah.
And Godzilla's Revenge is Godzilla's Revenge, and it's just the imagination of this kid, and you just get a lot of stock footage. That was the big reason, if not putting it in when we were doing all the other ones, is how much stock footage is in this one, in that one in particular.
Yeah. So that one specifically.
Also, they pick such bad fights.
They don't pick the bangers.
They have so many fights to pick from, and it's like let's show literally the worst Godzilla fight ever again, where he's fighting that stupid giant bird, and it's all shaky cam.
So that one, 100%, I was like, this is. I'm glad we're watching it now. I'm glad we're watching it, but I'm glad we're watching it now because I don't fucking remember. I didn't remember a single one of those fights. Like some of the monster designs a little bit, but like that, having only seen all of them once, like there wasn't a lot of retention.
I mean, you remember because if you watched Ebirah first, they literally do a fight from Ebirah in that movie too.
That one was familiar, yes. So that was recognized, but everything else I was like, this probably happened.
On the Ebirah fight. No, like almost everything except like the stuff with Gabara is stock footage.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm watching it, like the movie starts and I see our main cast, and I'm like, what the hell is this? A Gabara movie? Where am I? Why are there all these children around?
That's that movie.
Then they doubled down by making the main kaiju also a child.
Yeah. You should hear Minilla's voice in the English dub. It's something special. Godzilla tells me I should fight my own battles.
Jesus.
Like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, like that old.
Do.
Do?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the voice.
That's great.
if I remember correctly.
Oh my god.
So that would be the version I would like see this. So like All Monster Attack is a special place of like not liking it in my heart out of all the movies, because that's like the one when like a Godzilla marathon would come on TV where they're showing all the Godzilla movies in a row or something, and that's always where I would fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's like, no, not Godzilla's Revenge, no. So stupid kid, and the fights are bad.
Yeah.
I just want Minilla to go away.
I mean, at least the moral of this story is good, right?
Beat up bullies.
I mean, not even beat up. Like, he beat up his bullies. He got the courage to be a fucking asshole to that guy just trying to do his job.
Yeah,
That's the true...
The courage of being a shit. Don't be afraid to not be a total shit.
Yeah. You see someone painting and you want to make them fall on their bucket of paint? Don't be a coward. Just do it.
Don't be... What a good lesson for latchkey kids.
Fucking Minilla gives this kid the courage to be a dick. Just do it. It's just a prank. Ridiculous.
Blah, I say. Blah.
Yeah.
But you know, now you've seen all the Godzilla movies. Now we have...
Are you sure? Hang on. Are you positive?
Okay, there's some movie that has like a CG Godzilla in it for like a second in a dream sequence.
That sounds like a lot of movies.
I mean, the big thing we have to do is the Zone Fighter episodes, because those have full-on Godzilla fights in them.
Right.
Where Godzilla Godzilla hangs out in this mountain and it has a door, like a sliding door, and Godzilla pops out, ready to fight. Like, you know, it's got King Ghidorah. It's got the chicken.
The chicken.
What's his name? Why am I blanking on? Buzzsaw chest.
Oh. Buzzsaw chest. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a better description than chicken.
I mean, he's technically that's the animal he is chicken, but he's all robotic and shit.
I mean, like, the animal I am is human, but if I have a buzzsaw on my chest, you could have said buzzsaw chicken, the best of both worlds, as opposed to like a buzzsaw lizard. Yeah, I mean,
Gigan. That's fucking Gigan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you also could have. Yeah, if you remember the name.
Gigan. Now I had to fucking look it up. I'm
Fake fan.
completely
Fake
blanked.
fan.
Fake fan, dude. I completely blanked on Gigan's name. I don't know. And we still have to watch like all 200 or so whatever episodes of Godzilla Island. Those episodes are like 3 minutes long.
I mean, that sounds like a Saturday.
Also, they're not subtitled.
Aren't like?
I think
is
you
that
can
the one where
get-
part of them are Russian subs? Like the
Like the first 100 are subtitled in Russian, and the first like 7 are subtitled in English.
Okay, so me and you can do
From what I could find.
We'll do the first 7, and then for the next 93 episodes, we'll just have Anya translate, like live, which I'm sure wouldn't go poorly at all. And then after that, like we're on our own, I guess.
I mean, they're 4 babies, so
I don't
it's
know,
not,
man.
like,
Imagine
that hard.
I'm imagining watching Spidey and his amazing friends subbed. I don't know. Pretty convoluted.
Yeah, like you don't know what's going on, but doesn't matter. So it's okay. I mean, fucking Gojiban's gets pretty fucking plot complicated. I kind of don't know. Like, they bring back the scientist from the first Godzilla movie, created the oxygen destroyer. Like that, there's deep lore in there that I need to know one day, but at the moment, I just have to consume it.
I mean,
for vaguely knowing what's going on.
Have you tried like the auto translate feature? Or does it have that?
No. I mean, I don't know if it's there or not, honestly.
Okay.
Because that shit's generally so terrible.
I mean, it might be enough
bother.
to like between your.
The only thing I
brain.
need to know is when they put Shin Godzilla on that show, it's the fucking greatest thing in the world.
God, he's so derpy.
Every version of him on that is so good. The fact that they made like actual Shin Godzilla, like actually Godzilla sized compared to all the other puppets. He just towers over everyone, and then his tail is another face. Oh, 10 out of 12 out of 10. I don't know.
Too good.
The thing that makes me really love Godzilla Island is there's like a YouTube video of just cutting together scenes where they're dancing, and it's generally like surf music.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they're just there's rocking, and then there's like one scene where they're slow dancing, and that's my favorite thing in the world.
Oh, man.
That shit is so good. So I want to find that episode. This episode where they slow dance at the end. It's the best. So yeah, let's talk about these movies in the order they happened. So we've got first Ebirah, Horror of the Deep from 1966.
It was, I mean, this one I feel like it would have just fit right in with the nonsense.
Yeah, it's just slow. And like my justification is mostly just like it wasn't supposed to be Godzilla.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be King Kong.
Yeah.
So I think it was supposed to be Skull Island.
Oh, sure.
I guess. And it makes more sense why they wake him up with electricity because of King Kong is powered by electricity in King Kong versus Godzilla. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, it was. I don't think it was too. I guess like.
I also don't like. I'm looking at these titles, the other titles for this. I don't know why the like current accepted title is Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, because like looking at the Japanese title, it's clearly Gojira Ebirah, Horror of the Deep or whatever. It's got Godzilla's name is in the Japanese title. I don't know why they've taken him out of the.
I mean, that's a cooler.
Titles.
That's a cooler title.
And its original English title was Godzilla versus the Sea Monster.
That's worse. That's shitty, in my opinion. I like
it's better than Godzilla versus the Thing.
Dude,
from Mothra.
That OG title though. Godzilla, Ebirah, Mothra, Big Duel in the South Seas. That's a title. That's how you title a film.
True Mothra is also in the they leave. Mothra shows up at the end.
Yeah.
Honestly, I forgot.
Yeah,
Mothra
like barely
shows up. I remembered the part where Mothra is asleep.
Yeah.
I forgot Mothra is actually.
I mean,
up.
here. So this one, right? This one was like, I mean, we're back in. It feels good to be back in Godzilla time. But it was just great. Like, there's like 3 minutes left, and stuff is still popping off.
Yes. I mean, stuff pops off right up into the end.
Yeah.
In these movies. This one also has, like, the most contrived shit for the plot. Like, the guy meets those two guys at a party, and he tells them he wants to see a boat. So they go to where the boats are, and then they break onto the boat, and then there's a dude hiding on the boat with a gun.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we thought no one was here." He's like, "Yes, this is my boat." And they're like, "Oh, but we came all the way from the city." And so he's like, "All right, you can stay the night." It's like, why are you all sleeping here? And then the dude who wanted to see the boat takes the boat out onto the ocean in the middle of the night while everyone else is asleep. So now they're stuck on the ocean, and they get attacked by Ebirah. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
And like the dude who was on the boat was like a bank robber, but all the money gets washed away when Ebirah attacks their boat, and it doesn't matter. It's like Psycho. So this movie's actually, I was underrating it. It's just like Psycho. Character robbed and then the money, but the money doesn't matter. It's a great film.
I mean, I just remember the dude on the guy who wanted to see the boat is like at the helm or whatever. He's like, "You don't know boats, do you?" Just
because he's talking to the guy who robbed the bank, who's clearly that was not his boat. He was just hiding there.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's pretty
also
silly.
That like gross ass enslaved indigenous people stuff.
It's a
real
Mothra
great.
movie. Or a King Kong movie, I guess, also.
I mean,
See, now you've seen all the King Kong. If you're seeing all the King Kong movies, honestly, gotta see Ebirah. Complete the set.
I have not actually seen all the King Kong movies.
Oh man, where did you bail?
It wasn't bailing actually. I just like got lazy because the Peter Jackson King Kong is like 4 hours. Finding a time slot for that bitch was
that movie's too
good.
long.
It was so by the time
have you not even started that one?
I didn't start it, no.
Okay.
I'll do it because I'm like, I'm right there. I'm almost all the way.
It's not awful, but it is just too long and not very good.
I mean, I can't even remember the fucking name of it. The sequel.
I mean, if you watch the 70s Godzilla movies, then or King Kong movies.
I mean, I watched those and the one with like Lady Kong or whatever, or the
King Kong Lives, the sequel.
Yeah,
to the
right.
70s.
I couldn't remember the title for the life of me, but I just remember
King Kong Lives because he gets open heart. They put the robot heart in King
that
Kong.
One. Yeah, I remember the robot heart, and I remember again. I think I've quoted like 5 times now. The dude telling all the reporters to back off. He's like, "She's a lady." Like that's what I got out of that film, honestly.
The fucking ape heart surgery is so long. It's so slow.
That movie is not good. So, I mean, the fact that I've done that, like, I gotta do the last film. I gotta flesh it out. I fucking watched.
I mean, you watched Song of Kong. At that point, you were all in.
Yeah, but then you made me watch Mighty Joe Young, and it was so much worse. So much worse than Kong, man. At least, that's what all monsters attack needed. We need a little like spike the camera and then shrug. Like, look the viewer in the eye. Imagine Minilla like does something like he does his little. He tries to do his attack, but then it like flops as it does in the beginning. And when it hits the whatever the kaiju's name is, like hits him in the face, and he just brushes it off. Then Minilla looks into the camera, does like a little whoa.
Whoa. I don't think that suit is capable of shrugging. Honestly.
That tracks. I mean, he could just do the weird head tilt.
Yeah. So the thing I will give Godzilla, Ebirah, Mothra, Big Duel in the South Seas, as it should be known, is that the music slaps. music is real good.
Dude, it was very. That's watching this, it felt real good to have that music back after watching like the newer Godzilla shit. Like, ooh, give me that. The music just right out there, and then Godzilla's Screonk just in full force, not even modernized, just the raw.
That shit's good. Godzilla's Revenge is less good because I fucking hate the noises that Minya makes.
It's pretty.
It's like
it's
honking or whatever.
It's like it's like squeak honk.
It's like
thing.
seal noises.
Yeah, it's grating, you know? It's not a great...
But again, honestly, like watching it where there's just a woman who sounds like she's fucking on the other side of the room from her mic, is better, way better than the dub voice for that character.
I was wondering, because, I mean, my expectations for this film, I mean, for both films, were just all over the place. I'm like, what am I, because of what you had told me, so I'm like going in with half knowledge and just biased stuff. And in All Monsters Attack, when it does that little dream thing where the screen is like orange and there's like a circle in the middle, like with the stuff, I'm like, are they gonna do this for the whole thing? Because if so, I understand why Hank would like kick this to the curb. Yeah, just a lot of, I don't know.
Look, they had to be kicked to the curb just because we had to put 2 American Godzilla movies on there
because you're
just for context. In my heart, I probably just would leave off Godzilla 98 and
you gotta roll 98 in there.
It's true, that monster does show up in Final Wars. You gotta have the context.
I mean,
for that Final Wars moment to pay off.
You need the context, and then you also just like, it's an excuse to shit on 98. So,
but that movie's so long. Also, I kind of love that movie because of nostalgia, Ben. Because they shot it in my neighborhood.
Oh, right, that's right.
Also, and I watched that movie twice in a week when it came out on VHS, and I'd seen it in theaters already.
I mean,
look, it's just. The thing is, it's not a Godzilla movie. It's like a Jurassic Park knockoff.
Oh, 100%.
It's got raptors.
Yeah.
It's got raptors. Love that shit.
What did you say? Twice in a week?
Yeah, twice in a week.
Yeah. My brother would
renting a VHS tape.
My brother once got up in the morning at like, I don't know, little kid time, like 7 or 8. Not super little, but woke up, popped in James Cameron's Avatar, and I think watched it like 6 times in a row. Then called it a day.
God, that movie sucks so bad though.
But okay, visually, and I don't mean how great were the graphics. I mean, I'm a little nature boy, and those guys were definitely doing trees.
So my thing is, in the movie theater, visually, that movie was okay. At home, I just think that movie sucks to watch at home. I just think it sucks too bad to actually watch.
Sure. It would be interesting.
But that's partially knowing what it is. Like, I tried to watch it once at home. Like, it was on TV or something. I was like, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, that's like, I don't have nostalgia for that one.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't have enough nostalgia to watch it, but it was it was like, I think,
wild. We're getting like 4 more of those movies, theoretically.
Yeah. I mean, I remember them talking about a sequel like right after it came out, like 100 years ago.
Yes, because Jim Cameron just hasn't made a movie since then.
Yeah,
because he loves ocean diving. He might have made an ocean diving documentary, maybe. So he's like, I'm gonna ocean dive as long as I physically can, and then I'll get once I'm fucking old and crippled, I'll get back to making movies.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
literally
the way to do
his
it.
stated plan.
I mean, my
The funny thing is his movies are now like kind of forgotten because he's too busy diving in the ocean to like do the masters for his older movies to get like Blu-ray releases.
yeah.
Like his movies don't have Blu-ray releases
It's rough.
because he won't spend the time to go through them.
I'd be curious to see. I think I've mentioned it. I think it was on the podcast before, but just the amount of wasted music and audio and linguistic stuff that went into Avatar. Like him telling people, I want this music, I want the language to be alien. It's an alien language. And then I want that incorporated into the music. I want this to be music that is alien. And the like a linguist and two composers worked incredibly fucking hard to like get that vibe going. And he came back and he's like, nah, it sounds too weird. Just put it in like D minor or something. And then he just picked random words that rhymed like humans like. So there's like, I mean, the language is out there. So like some of the songs are like lunchbox, flower bud, rat shit, something, but it sounds nice. So he put like millions of dollars into getting this shit to sound unearthly.
I mean, that
cool.
movie made a lot of money. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's fine. It's just like, I want it to be alien. It sounds weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That dude made Terminator 2, which is really fucking good, but
Yeah, no, he has he's done enough good work to be able to get away with some nonsense.
I don't know how much some of his other movies have hold up to moderns to have aged.
What, like Titanic?
Badly. No. Like I've heard True Lies has like racism stuff in it that's aged badly.
I do not know that.
Which I haven't
at all.
haven't rewatched. Like recently heard that. And like I don't know, Aliens doesn't hold up as well as I want it to.
Right, he did Aliens.
Honestly. Yeah, he did Aliens.
Yeah.
War movie.
I mean,
also he did the Abyss, I think, which I just think is terrible and reveals bad things about him. In the way it's like about he made the Abyss as like he was making it as a movie to try and save his marriage. So there's like it's bad if you like
right.
think about it beyond the fact that it's like a too long movie about people that's like 2001 but under the sea where people meet aliens at the end. So it has all those dumb structural problems, but then also if you think about what the movie's tried, like, it's just
that's a bad reason to make a movie.
It's about motherhood.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like somehow even worse than George Lucas and Steven Spielberg making Temple of Doom because they're both going through divorces and they're super pissed off at women. And then also it's super racist.
I mean, that sounds like a perfect fucking film, dude. Misogyny and racism. Top billing.
I mean, the important thing is that dude rips out somebody's heart, and then at the end, Harrison Ford's like angrily tells the villain, "You betrayed Shiva." Like he fucking believes it, and that's the funniest thing in the world to me. That shit's that Harrison Ford saying he betrayed Shiva at the end of that movie is so good. Also, Harrison Ford got like super ripped for that movie, but he threw out his back so he can't move. But he gets like one shot where his jacket flies open and he's fucking ripped.
Hell yeah.
But after that, he can't move.
He got too ripped. He's too strong.
Basically, threw out his back. I mean, that's why. That's also why that whole scene in the first Indiana Jones where he just shoots the dude who's been flipping his sword.
Yeah,
That's because Harrison Ford was fucking sick. It's like, why don't I just shoot him?
I remember my dad telling me that, like when we watched that film, and I wasn't sure if I should believe him because previously he didn't do this a lot, but my dad was definitely like, now and again I would ask a little kid question and my dad would be like, yeah, there's like a dude that lives up in the garage ceiling to open the door for us. Like,
Sure.
Not that exactly, but you know. So previously he had told me that that Bill Watterson, under an alias, was the one who wrote the Aragon books. And
Fucking weird.
I rolled this out at school, made a fool of myself, naturally. So I wasn't sure if I could trust this interesting cinema fact.
Huh.
I just remember him mentioning it. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. Turned out to be true. Cool fact.
Cool, neat
Not a
factoid.
prank.
So in this movie, they tie a wire to a sword, and
Yeah,
he
they
gets
do.
struck by lightning to wake up Godzilla.
I do like that they find him just chilling there.
He's just taking a nap.
He's tired, dude. He's a fucking look how many movies he had to make. He's exhausted.
He's so sleepy. He had to fight Ghidorah like twice in a row, dude. Twice in a row. He went to space.
Yeah, let's see. How many did he? I guess 6 movies. Well, no, because is this the Godzilla from Godzilla Raids Again, right? In the canon.
Yes. Yeah, it's Godzilla Raised Again. Godzilla.
Okay, so he had like 5 movies. 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 5.
He had
movies.
5 before this one.
Yeah. No, he's doing a lot of work. Yeah, Ghidorah twice, Mothra. I mean, King Kong.
Yeah, man. He's had it rough.
And he still comes back to kick some ass.
I mean, he had some naps in between there. Those type of movies, too.
Yeah,
Which one does he like? It's like he just wakes up under the beach. There's one movie he just comes out of the earth.
So, the fights between Godzilla and Ebirah,
Ebirah,
right? You know, like I've played some of those Zelda games before. It's just ping pong.
It's just Pong. They're just playing Pong.
Yeah, dude. There was a bit where Ebirah like catches the boulder awkwardly in its claw, like when they're doing this, and I thought he was gonna flex out, and I thought he was just gonna like crush it in half or something, or just smash it, and he didn't. He just throws it back. He holds it. They zoom in on it a little bit, and then he just tosses it back. Pretty disappointed.
Yeah. Godzilla rips his arm off though.
That's a cool. I was pretty. He rips it off, and then he takes the claw and he like makes it like snap or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like scissors.
Yeah. He's just like.
Yeah. I think the fact that they're always fighting in the water kind of hurts the fight, but
Yeah. I really noticed because they were on the boat and stuff, and then they're like washing ashore and everything else. It was great. They would have I mean, just the film techniques that maybe probably came up in the other films, but I haven't seen in a minute. Like a big thing drops in the water and it should make like this huge tidal wave, and then like someone off screen throws a couple buckets of water at the actors. Like a thing lands in front of them or whatever, and then a bucket of water hits from the side.
Yeah, classic.
I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, but the whole slavery subplot,
Dude, rough. Like,
not great.
when I wasn't sure, because the first like sort of introduction, or the first that I remember, the scene that stuck out was the two people trying to escape, and then the soldiers chasing them, and I wasn't sure. And then like the other indigenous people were there, and I didn't. You don't at that point. You don't know exactly what's going down. But then he says slaves, and I'm like, oh no. I'm just immediately tired. Just immediately like Godzilla. You know what? This thing is under 90 minutes, and it might be too long.
Yeah.
It's brutal. No good.
What's he after? I don't even
They're
fucking
like
remember.
making a nuke.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
they're
their
making
secret base where they're
yeah,
making a nuke.
They're making a time because like they picked the big vault door. I forget why they were picking it, because he opens it and he's like, "Oh, don't go in there. That's a fucking nuclear reactor." Like it's just a little room. He's like, "It's a fusion chamber." I'm like, "Why the fuck were you picking this lock?" Like, did you think the vault, like, maybe, I forget if they thought it was going to lead to money? Because it certainly doesn't look like an escape hatch.
I think he thought it was. I think they're looking to escape, but he's trying to find like a vault for money. Is how I remember reading that part.
Okay.
I think that's kind of what's going on.
The lead up.
But yeah. So yeah, this movie ends with the island blowing up in a nuclear explosion.
Dude, them all like yelling. Well, I guess he did save us. Godzilla, run! Run!
Godzilla jumps in the water.
Yeah, he just like hops, gets away. And then that big like, I mean, coming back to the original, right? Like that whole big dialogue in the air balloon at the end, like about atomic weapons. Like, hopefully humanity realizes that something bombs are bad.
Yeah, they definitely do. That's why this secret military organization is building nukes on their secret islands. Kidnapping people who live on Mothra's island. Of all the people to kidnap, the people who live on Mothra's island. Come on. What are you doing?
It sounds like a fucking mistake.
That's just wrong. That's just incorrect.
It's a tactical miss.
And like they had those guys pushing a wheel. They weren't like involved in making the nuke. They were like using them to get like the yellow
goop
mist or whatever they needed to repel Ebirah from them.
Yeah. At first I remember that when we first see them, like, I hate that toiling. There we go, toiling. I was gonna say work, but work doesn't. It didn't seem right. Yeah. When we first see them doing their shit,
slaving away.
Yeah, and it's all this yellow stuff. I'm like, I look down for a second. I look up, and I'm like, are they fucking just working with bananas? Like there was a split second where I was real confused. Like Ebirah just hates bananas. I don't know.
He's a Donkey Kong villain.
Donkey. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it was it's fine. It's in the context of all the other Godzilla movies, like, yeah. It's there.
See, I thought these two were the low seats.
Yeah. I think Godzilla not showing up for so long, I've since we've done the bracket, it's like our early comic sampler stuff. Like I've done so much more that I feel like I'm a bit more immune. I've bolstered my defenses.
Sure.
Because like after watching Daimajin, after watching that film where he doesn't show up until like the last 6 minutes or whatever the fuck it is, and that to be fair, that film was, I guess, better because like the human plot was more. I don't know. The human stuff felt better.
Like honestly, the benefit of this movie is the human plot is so stupid.
Yeah. Oh no.
There's just so much dumb shit going on
ridiculous.
with these fucking yucks that wind up on this island.
Yeah.
It's like, what the? How people wrote this?
I mean, you can tell that it has a lot of nuance because the villain has an eye patch. But it's like a fancy one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Ebirah. And then we have All Monsters Attack.
Which we've honestly already said everything and then some about.
Yeah. I guess it's like Godzilla, Minilla, and Gabara, All Monsters Attack in Japanese.
This film is commonly regarded by critics and fans as being one of the worst Godzilla films. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
It just has so much stock footage.
Yeah.
And Gabara is a terrible monster. He just looks like garbage.
I think a lot of people also just hated Minilla.
I mean, yeah.
She deserves.
But at least he doesn't talk in Son of Godzilla.
Yeah.
And also, you're seeing so much reused footage from Son of Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they're using stock footage and that they're like, let's get the worst Godzilla stock footage we got and put that in a movie. You could have been fighting fucking Ghidorah. Like, what are you doing?
So you really don't like Gabara? Is that it? Gabara?
Gabara. It's also the name of the kid's bully.
Yeah.
That's why he's called Gabara, because it's the name of the kid that's bullying the main kid. Oh, you don't hate that design?
I don't hate it.
I think it looks incredibly cheap even for Godzilla monsters.
I guess, yeah. I mean, okay, I'll be real, like in the film, I didn't think it looked too bad, but seeing static images of it is not helping. It's like taking the time to look at it is not helping it.
Yeah.
But in the film, when I watched, I didn't think it was too bad.
Well, you're comparing him to Minilla, who's right there, who is a terrible costume that has the worst teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, also, I have the mind of a child, so.
Oh, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Manilla's
Gabara's got abs.
He does. He's shredded, doing sit-ups all day.
I'm like a little softer on Gabara because they used him really well in Gojiban. Specifically, they like set up like it's gonna be this, and then that's when they introduced the Shin Godzilla monster, the like full sized one, and Gabara's fucking terrified of it. But
God, such a good bit. It's such a good
meme that I just saw. That is pretty accurate. Wow, it's taking so long to upload on Discord. It's the Virgin Gabara and the Chad Salunga.
Yeah. I mean, pretty accurate.
Like, the thing that I like about, like, the way Gojiban used that character is like make him a coward, whereas in this he's just a bully on a monster who sucks.
I
So
mean,
it's
yeah.
less.
Well,
That's less fun. Like honestly, he holds his own too much against Godzilla for how much he fucking sucks. Is also my problem.
yeah. So what you're
I
saying?
actually want Godzilla to kick his ass more like thoroughly, like that, not to be a fight.
Yeah. No, I hear you. What you're saying is you want like, oh, he's the bully or whatever, and then an actual. It's like putting the bullies in with MMA fighters because the bullies think they're hot shit and then they get fucking wrecked. Yeah, I agree. That'd be a good film, picking on kid the
It's
whole
not
time.
the movie we get though, but
And then you could cut back to the human, like the real life non-dream world, and then the bullies are picking on what's his name. Ichiro.
also this kid's metaphor where Gabara is his bully gets all mixed because by the end of the movie, Gabara is the fucking criminal who kidnapped him, is trying to murder him.
Yeah,
Or I guess kidnap him. It's not
just
actually like.
yeah.
Like, just let that kid go, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, but then
it's
it'll
fine.
Squeal. Kids can't shut up.
Oh my God, just
get
get away.
Have you ever
Actually
encountered-
get away though. That kid doesn't know any useful information. Like getting
You don't
your
know what he
driver's
fucking
license
knows.
back, yes, I understand.
You don't know
But,
what that kid knows. You never know what a kid knows. How many kids, like 4-year-olds, show up to preschool and they're like, "My mommy and daddy are fighting. Daddy's leaving us." Like they just share stuff, everything. You don't know what Ichiro is ready to spill. But no,
These
the metaphor.
guys were living in this abandoned building, but they left. If
Look,
they just left,
the-
they just had to leave. They had their car, they had their money. They just had to leave.
The metaphor
After
would have been complete.
like at the very end, they're about to leave and he escapes. They should say, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's get out of here."
Yeah, of course.
Instead, that
but then
guy
there's no
fucking
movie.
breaks his
Then
leg.
there's no movie. The movie is ruined. I'm just repeating
it's
what
a
you've told me
bad
after I
movie.
expressed interest in a film where there's no drama.
It's true. But
Look,
this
the
is a bad movie, so I'm gonna nitpick it because it's bad.
The metaphor
Not
would be
becau-
complete.
The thing is,
Yeah.
none of these actual complaints matter. The thing that matters is that the movie sucks. And I'm just saying things because I'm talking about it on a podcast.
Look, if we wanted Ichiro to have a complete metaphor for like Minilla being him and getting bullied by,
I mean, I don't
Gabara.
actually. I don't need that. I don't need that in any Godzilla movie.
No, we
so-
can have that, but like then Gabara gets wrecked by Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
So
That would be better.
To bring it full close, we need an adult to come up and punch his bully in the face.
Hell yeah. There we go.
Yeah, see? We
I mean,
should write
honestly, like,
films.
The guy kidnapping him should have become Godzilla. I think it could get real dark.
Fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, he just ends up. Oh my god. There it is. We solved the film.
Make a movie where it's it's a metaphor for Godzilla, and Godzilla is the kid's abusive father.
Yeah, I mean, oh, Jesus. I thought we were gonna say criminal.
Nope.
Well, I mean,
let's take it farther.
Then you twist it a bit. Hear me out. On that theme, you twist it a bit so that the fights and real life are maybe not happening more simultaneously, like in his mind.
Colossal it also.
A little bit, but obviously not where they're controlling. But just that parallel, keep it a little tighter to what's going on in real life. And then after Godzilla beats Gabara, we cut and we get the last scene, and it's like the bully's funeral. After Gabara's defeated, like, the kid is just dead.
Hell yeah.
No, don't do a colossal. God, that'd be bad. That movie had so much potential. Ugh.
The director considered it one of his favorites, apparently.
Colossal?
Monsters Attack.
Oh. Okay, so that's even worse. Why did he consider
Honda? Because the kids, you're dealing with the reality of the fact that the reason the kids are wearing yellow hats is because that was an actual thing to stop kids from getting kidnapped because it was such a problem at the time or something. This is I was reading about the movie. This is a thing I read. Kids disappearing was a problem, so kids had to wear yellow hats.
Yeah. Look,
They hadn't figured out the part where, like, maybe parents should be able to look after their kids.
Instead
of
so
having to work all the time.
that's probably like his official reason why it's his favorite, or why he's like super proud of it. Really,
Yeah.
it's probably because he nailed a 69-minute runtime.
Or he had to shoot less because they used less stock
Yeah.
footage. Like, it's not only padded; it is also very short, I guess.
Yeah.
It's got that.
Oh, it's a pretty blessed thing. Do you think Ichiro becomes a bully after the film? Because I'm looking here.
100%. He's just now the gang leader of that group.
Well,
He's become the alpha.
Because it says he gains their friendship when he plays
No,
the prank.
he just
but like
takes over their gang.
yeah, he also beat the head bully,
Yeah.
and he demonstrated hang on, not perseverance. He demonstrated initiative, I guess. I don't know. He clearly
In the true version of this movie, he beats up that bully and then pees on him to mark his dominance.
shits on his chest. Yeah. He becomes Godzilla. He unleashes the Godzilla in his heart.
Like,
and he,
yeah, like the girl, he's like scared of him at the end. After he wins the fight.
yeah. Yeah. Not a great film.
Nope.
But like coming back and watching these two, like, felt nice to deal with the ridiculous Godzilla stuff again. So happy we watched them.
They're still classic Godzilla movies.
Yeah.
They weren't left off because they weren't Godzilla movies.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
yeah.
They're not a betrayal or anything. They mostly their problems are the same. They're just kind of the two worst of the classic ones, I think. Do you think any of the classic Godzilla, would you rank any of them lower than these?
Well,
Godzilla Raids Again, maybe?
first I would have to remember
That one just looks terrible. Like the monster, they didn't even use low enough angles.
Yeah. I can't answer that in earnest.
You just can't
because
remember? Yeah.
I mean, I guess I have to watch all the Godzilla films again.
I mean, I guess you just have to. I mean, just look at the list. There's
That doesn't help me enough, though.
wow.
I'll remember the fights.
Like,
a bit,
okay,
but,
clearly, like Godzilla Raids Again, I think that could be worse than one of these.
yeah, like I remember it being
King Kong versus
lackluster.
Godzilla, better than both of these.
Oh,
Mothra versus
100%.
Godzilla, better than both of these. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, better than both of these.
Yeah.
Invasion of the Astro Monster, better than both of these.
See, I don't remember that one.
That's the one where Rodan and Godzilla go to the planet X to fight Ghidorah, and Godzilla does that ridiculous hop where he's jumping,
Right. Right.
and then they all get mind controlled and attack Earth. I think there's also like a Mothra larva in that movie, like one.
I mean, of course there were. In those early films, it was just larva. No Mothra, only larva.
Son of Godzilla. Definitely better than All Monsters Attack, just because the footage is original.
Sure.
I think it's better than Ebirah.
Yeah, I mean, like
Destroy
stuff being better than All Monsters Attack isn't difficult,
Yeah.
but Ebirah is the one
this-
where I'd have to actually think.
Yeah. Destroy All Monsters has all the monsters in it. They step on Ghidorah's neck.
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Hedorah. You got that weird looking shit monster.
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Gigan. You've got Gigan.
Buzzsaw
Godzilla versus
chicken.
Megalon has Jet Jaguar and Gigan. And then the two classic Mechagodzilla movies,
I mean-
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Terra Mechagodzilla, are some of the best of the.
I mean,
original
yeah,
stuff,
like
so.
you're not gonna step to fucking, and then like I think everything in the Heisei era is, I think it just all beats it pretty easily.
Yeah.
I mean, what you think? You think fucking Ebirah and All Monsters Attack is gonna step to Biollante? I doubt.
I think of. What do you think the worst of the Heisei and Millennium era is? It's like probably Return of Godzilla.
That's what I was
84.
thinking.
But
yeah.
that one has fucking. There's a Godzilla love theme over the credits, so it's too important. It's historical. It's a historical import. It's too high.
I mean, that doesn't. It can only help.
I
so
can't
much.
believe that movie, with how like dark and about the Cold War it is, then ends with the fucking love theme. It's so fucking good. Oh my god.
I mean, you know, I'm remembering now, looking down this list a little farther. I've seen all the Godzilla films, but you haven't.
Oh, because I haven't seen
You're
the
3 short, bud.
Netflix ones.
You're
True.
missing
Now you can hold
out.
that over me. We've now that you've seen all. Now that I can't throw at you that you haven't seen all the classic Godzilla movies. Now you got all the Godzilla movies at me, I guess.
He's done
Though
it.
I would still claim the Zone Fighter episodes are more canon and more important than those movies. But
Certainly not more canon.
yes,
These are also
King Ghidorah's.
well, canon in what
like,
way? Like fitting
defeat.
into the previous
Yeah,
stuff? Yeah.
they're like
yeah.
they're like more canonical. They're canonical to the Showa era. The Zone Fighter fights.
Yeah.
Where it's like Godzilla Island, not canonical. On account of those are action figures.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, animation style aside, like the first one is okay of that trilogy. Because you don't know how bad it gets at that point.
Great.
Yeah.
I hate that it's like considered like an era of those movies and Shin Godzilla. I hate that.
It's not great.
That's not true. It's not true. Or I'm just,
I mean,
crabby,
it should
I
be
guess.
separate, in my
Should
opinion.
be separate. They're animated.
Toss it in with fucking the Singular Point.
Yeah. I mean, it has more in common with that, honestly.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Being a Netflix animated Godzilla thing. I don't know.
the Netflix era.
Bah.
Just leave
Exactly.
just leave Shin Godzilla in its own era.
Yeah. Man. I can't fucking the follow up that we're getting to Shin Godzilla is Hideaki Anno is making what is it? Shin Kamen Rider, right?
Right, yeah.
I wonder what that's gonna be like.
I thought there was another. For some reason, I thought there was another Shin in there that was coming out. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Ah, well.
I don't know. There might be something else putting Shin in front of it to capitalize, but specifically Hideaki Anno is making, who directed Shin Godzilla, is making.
Yeah.
That's the Shin thing he's making.
Maybe it's not a Shin. Maybe people were just calling it that.
Oh.
I guess. I thought there was something with why am I blanking? Is it just Ultraman?
Ultraman is a thing.
I think it's Ultraman. The not Jet Jaguar.
Shin Ultraman. Yes, this is apparently a thing.
It's a thing?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Shin Ultraman. Oh, God bless. Okay. I like it when I'm not misremembering.
Oh, I guess Anno wrote it. He wrote the script. He just didn't direct it.
Ah, written and produced. Yeah. I did it. Is this
Nice.
even... Hang on. This isn't on... Oh, yeah. Why is this on... Oh, I guess it's a different than...
Does it come out this year?
His filmography section is just wonky. It's listed under the other section. And it just says planner and screenwriter. But there is a director and screenwriter section. Seems like they could have just done screenwriter. Or something. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad I wasn't misremembering. Yo, he was in Death Kappa as an actor. That's great. I've not yet watched that, but it's on my... I have it downloaded and ready to roll.
Yeah.
I've never seen the poster. I've never seen the film poster for Death Kappa. King Kong is dead. Godzilla is retired. A new monster is in town. Strong.
A big kappa.
Yeah.
The Yakuza Apocalypse has my favorite kappa. No, that's not. I guess that's not true. Because fucking. There's also Ikuhara anime about kappas.
Kappas are cursed.
Yeah, they steal your dreams out of your butthole, or your secrets out of your butthole.
I don't want that. That's the thing that I don't want to happen.
Well, don't turn into a ghost then.
I no promises, dude. If I get the opportunity, I can't promise that I will say that I will decline.
Well, then you could be in trouble. Your butthole could be exposed.
I mean, isn't it always these days?
It's the joys of hosting a podcast. Anyway, this has been the Salt Circle Podcast. Find our episode hosted at anchor.fm/Salt Circle. Salt Circle Podcast on podcast catchers, Spotify, Apple. We're on Twitter at Salt Circle Podcast. Email us saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. And I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, man, you can't be on Twitter. You gotta keep your butthole protected. No easy avenues of attack.